All right, peace. First and foremost, hopefully, the Most High in your house has blessing your day. By His mercy, you are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house has body, and two, we're naturally alive, man. Hopefully, Most High in your house has blessing your day, man. I just want to come back, with a quick video for y'all, man. Cause it is too. Hopefully, y'all growing in the faith, in obedience, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, man. Cause it is too. It's something that happened even this morning, man. It's kind of. Shout out to brother send me firstborn too, man, because as well, and this is kind of going to, I guess, and also too, man, even this is a fight for me as well, man, killing off, of course, the old man, things of that nature, because I had a lot, I was kind of before I came to where I was kind of a lot misanthropic as well. I had a lot of that too, and I still had trying to kill off that old man in that aspect, man, because but not only for my mother, but more when I came in the word, honestly, my people skills just started to grow and get a little better. It's still getting there, but I feel like I can still be better. But because shout out to brother send me firstborn as well, man, because he said, listen, this is a people business, man. One, you can't you can't come in this word, want to serve the Most High in your house, shall not be a people person to a degree, or just have care for other people, man. And it kind of ties into what we was talking about yesterday, that where it's not always about you, man. Because honestly, this morning, man, even though I was kind of reading things and nature was kind of going in the word, my mom had called me just to check on me, and I was kind of I was kind of in the middle of the word a little bit, man. But I was kind of damn, I could have been I didn't go off. I wasn't upset with her, but I was like, damn, okay, I could have answered it. Kind of like Proverbs 15:1. I kind of could have just been better at that. Just more of cause she said she thought she knew something was kind of up. I was caught. She thought something was wrong, but nothing was wrong. I was just kind of one. I woke up a little later today, and kind of threw my day off. Then I was just going through the word, and then she called me. I was like, all right, cool. Let me talk to her a little bit. But you know what? And it just wasn't I kind of felt bad, kind of ruined my day. But it kind of brings me to, I honestly to things like this, topics like this, man. Because the brother somebody firstborn said, man, this is a people business, man. The Lord's business is a people's business, man. You got to care. It's bigger than me, man. It's not always about me. It's it's gotta have a genuine care for your peoples, man, loved ones, just people in general, man, in the word, out the word, man, because I even had to do better at this, reaching out to brothers. Shoot, that's what in the word, even too out the word, man. I gotta do better at reaching out to most of y'all and y'all brothers and sisters as well, but brothers in the Discord app or just brothers I know, brothers I know personally, brothers I know in Discord app and things like that. I gotta do better, reaching out to y'all, because a lot of times I can get in my own way, and I get it. We all got stuff going on, but listen, man, because yeah, man, and that's just it is what it is, man. Because because I got do. I also too, yes, that's what I was gonna say as well, man. Honestly, man, go. This is what I try to do. Well, I don't, but I had to do this more often. But I try to do it here and there, man. Just go through your contacts, man. Reach out to somebody that, cause you never know what anybody has going on, man. My stepmom reached out to me yesterday, man. It made my day, cause usually I reach out to her, but she went to help me up and see how I was doing, and of course the Eagles win, things about that nature. Yeah, man. Let's do that. I want y'all to do that, man. Go through your contacts and cause I got to just start doing more. Just reach out to people, man. And also too, here's the thing about that too. And actually, the brother sent me first one was talking about this a week or so ago in the class, man. Listen, it's not that's where it kicks in, where it's not always about me, it's not always about you, because a lot of times I had to kill off that spirit of it works both ways, man. If we're servants of the Most High in your house, man, even if the person doesn't reach back out to you, one, that's what we talked about a few months ago, man. How don't take it personal, man, because that person might need a time. Actually, a brother, that happened to me with a brother a few months ago, man. He said, listen, man, I just need time for me and the Most High in your house. I need time for the Lord. I wanted to get back to you. I was like, no, man, it's cool, man. Moses did it. Yahusha did it. A lot of these righteous men in this book did it. So there's nothing wrong with that, man. And also too, they might have a loss in their family, might be sick, might have a lot of trials and tribulations stuff going on personally, emergencies. So and it's not. Let's get to 2 Ezra chapter 10 real quick, because don't take it personal. When somebody quote unquote ghost you, man, don't always take it personal because it's not about you. Now a lot of times too people do that, like a lot of times too, like I remember watching a clip with I think I mentioned it before, Dave East. He talked about like how in the book 48 laws of power, like how like one of the laws in there is like kind of disappear, make the people miss you a little bit, like just but that's more of a power, like that's more of a power move, and like but that's another story for another day though. But that's more people that people have realized this too. People that like those books like that. It's good to use that stuff like that in your everyday life, but you have to realize like books like 48 Laws of Power and all the other stuff, man. Those were like Those were like for people like that was actually world dictators, kings, rulers, things of that nature. I mean, cool if you want to use those apply to your everyday life, but that's cool. But that's neither here nor there. But going back to the point, he said like kind of make people like disappear for a little bit, make people like miss you. And here's the thing with that too, because a lot of people do that, man. They just ghost you just for like kind of for their own ego or like attention seeking, like because a lot of people do that, like they just like the people say they like for people to say, oh, where were you been at, like and they kind of play off like oh man, just been busy and things of that nature. But really, it's like you just want people like to like miss you, or you just want to be kind of like this the center of attention, because there are people that do it, not all people, but because sometimes people actually need that time away to get themselves spiritually and mentally right. But also too, there's some people that's just who they are. They just like they just like to be reserved, like by themselves, man, like and also too and there's people that do that, man, because and too, man, and that's the whole thing about the whole we talked about the whole introverts misconception, man, because it's nothing like it's wrong. It's like and that's another topic for another day, man, because not all like yeah, man, that whole I ain't gonna go into that like introvert type of thing right now, but because that'll be detouring to something else, man. But yeah, man, let's get to second Ezra chapter 10, 12 real quick. Yeah, second Ezra chapter 12 and verse this is when Esdras like kind of like he said, and it came to pass, and I saw this is when Esdras was alone for up 40 days, similar to Moses. And they was but from the same tribe. It says, and it came to pass, all the people saw the 7 days were past. I not come again to the city. They gathered them all together, and from the least unto the greatest, and said and came unto me and said, what have we done to offend thee, and what evil have we done for that thou forsakest us and sitst here in this place? So yeah, so see how it notes that like the people took it personally, but it wasn't personal, man, because Ezra needed time with the Most High house tried to be alone, man. So when a lot of times too, when people do that, man, don't take it personal, man. Like the ones like more focused, like more honestly focused if they're okay, honestly, like and that's the most important thing, and like see what they got going on, because that's not always the case. But yeah, man. So that's just is what it is. But all, at the same time too, man, like yeah, man, it's just like that's what we supposed to bury burdens as well too, because I had to work on that, man. Letting then something bothering me, man. Talking to more people, man. Letting it out with more especially brothers in like in the hold on. Especially brothers in the faith, but it's true. Like the brother sent me first one said, but all these things are nuanced and balanced, man. Because honestly, yeah, like I mean, honestly, like the brother perfectly said from Assembly of the Firstborn, man. Like a lot of times too, like this is even what thing about a lot of men in general too, like just whether in the word or out the word, but like it's just a lot of times too. It's like but more spiritually in the word, because like okay. I would listen. There's nothing wrong with bearing your burdens to people or to your brothers, like or with people things that matter. But a lot of times too, it's like it can take away a lot of times too, like the spiritual aspect of things. Like when you constantly doing that, what you got going on, or like because at the end of the day you're a human, so it's not, because a lot of times too, don't let anybody disparage you, cause especially like it could be people in the faith, like in the word saying, oh, like you can't be human, because listen, you're going to like things like worry or like the stuff you got going on, things of that nature, yeah, you're human, okay, like, there's nothing wrong with that. But when it's a constant thing, it's like, all right, cool, like, come on now, it's like you kind of let it out, then like, you express yourself, let it out, tell what you got going on. But once it's a constant thing, then it becomes complaining. That's where that Lamentations 3:39 kicks in. What does the living man do? Had to complain, and that's where that kicks in. But also too, man, the thing about it is, it's like, when you constantly do as well, it's like, okay, like the spiritual aspect, man, that's, I'm focused on flesh too much. Let me focus on spiritually, man. Like, that's fleshly things. If like, because you can get stuck there. That's why, if it's a constant thing. But that's why how y'all said, listen, that's why the word says bury each other's burdens. And like, that's what they did. Like, know what you got going on. And like, and it's more like, than sending like scriptures and verses, man. Those people, because like, how that's the thing about Yahushua, man. He just like, just didn't give people word. He actually cared about people, like, what they had going on. He was in these people's houses breaking bread with them, like, knew they got them their families, like, they lodged them in, like, they, like, yeah. So that's just is what it is too. So I just want to get into that real quick, man, because yeah. But anyway, second Edge 16, because I just reading it. I was reading it this today, man. But there's a lot of power in the scripture. This scripture shows you the power of what we got to get into in Proverbs, man. And this goes into the power of, like, this the Most High Yahushua's business being people business, and also too this in general in the world, like, with this current kingdom, Esau's kingdom, and like, this and everything, like, pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, man, because like, like they said, because like, listen, humans, even if it's rare, like one or two, they are like, we are social creatures, like, at the end of the day, man, because like, the most I said, listen, he didn't create man to be alone, even if it's not a bunch of people. So like, and that's why he can't be misanthropic or a hermit, I should say. Yeah, before I came here, I was like more, I was like kind of had aspects of like, hermit and misanthropic, like all people this, and that's not realistic too, because that's a lot of things too, like gotta realize that, listen, offenses must come, like, things are gonna happen, man, because a lot of times too, people just like, oh man, people this and that, like pessimism, like, isn't reality either, man. Just like, the word goes into like, like prove people like, just don't trust everybody. A lot of times it's like, can't be gullible and trust everybody, but also too, don't want to be this pessimism, like, oh man, all the people, there's actually good, upstanding people out here too. You just gotta go a lot of way to find them. That's what Ecclesiastes 7 goes into, what Solomon said, out of man I found one. But but yeah, it's still what you call them, it's still a balance to that, man. You don't want to get into that, man. It's gotta have to have that type of mindset, man. So that's just is what it is too. So like, yeah, man, it's all that, man. It's all progress, man. That's what my mom just sent me that message now. But yeah, man, that's just what it is, because you don't want to have that mentality, man, because especially if you like, serve the Most High house, man, like, just can't have that mentality, man. So yeah, man, but that's is what it is. I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah. So yeah, like, but like, it's not always like, it's a balance of things, man. Because yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because a lot of times too, one of my like, one of the most popular quotes ever, like, is Maya Angelou's, when people show you who you are, believe them. So, and even the word says that to a degree, but also too, like, I think I don't know, man, it's just in like, human nature, like, might be just human nature for our minds to just go negative, man. Because like, also too, is just like in that aspect, because a lot of times too, that quote was used in that the quote is used in the aspect of negatively, which I understand, because when people show you art, when they on some type of time, on some funny type of time, or some funny style type of time, where they like, they're disloyal, disloyal, not honorable, things that nature, believe in, or like greedy, selfish, malicious, vengeful, just not good. Yeah, believe in them. But also too, man, like, on the other side of that quote too, when people show you who they are, who they are, they're good, upstanding, just, faithful, loyal, real, like solid, believe that as well, man. So that's is what it is, man. This could be like for negative and also positive as well. It's not always negative with that quote, man. Because actually, look, you've had a quote with the Most High Yahweh Shah, man. Like, he showed us who we are. So we got that's what I believe on me as the scripture say, man. I was going to do actually I was going to do a video about that. I might, but I can't mention it now. But yeah, that's why it says believe on me as the scripture say. So yeah, because he showed us who he is. He constantly shows us who he is every the Most High Yahweh. They show us who they are every day, man. So that's why I gotta believe them as the scripture say, man. So that's what it is too, man. And that's where that Ecclesiastes comes in, like not the when Ecclesiastes 5, when you see certain things, like I get it, we live in real time, we're living out the word, so like in real time living it, we're still gonna be shocked. But listen, these things were going to happen, so like no matter what, it could be happen things happen your upbringing or your personal life going on, or of course like the things that really happen, different prophecies, of course, like wars, pestilences, or just the things we see day to day amongst our people or amongst our nation, or just anything, any type of like wickedness or evil or unjust or like things that's going on. Yeah, you can't shock you too much. You gotta remember, okay, this was in the script. This was written to happen. So, I had no idea what that was, but anyway, man, let me get this too, man, because my bad. It says 2nd Esdras chapter 7, 16 verse 27. It says, so that this is going to a future prophecy, how like yeah, man, it was kind of what I just mentioned is going into that. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. So yeah, man, that's something like that. Just human interaction is not to be taken lightly, man. Like it's not as well, man. Because that's why even Yahushua said what Mark chapter 10 verse 30, man. You'll get new family, like you'll see 100-fold on this side and in the world to come. Because a lot of times too, like the brother Zion, our true nation said, man, a lot of beautiful like great brothers and sisters I met in this walk, man. Like it's crazy because that's how like the power of the Most High Yahushua, because like a lot of times too, like it could have been people I like have I not came to where I probably would never interact with these people, or I as much as never been like talk to people, because it brings people from different backgrounds up, but in together in the unity of the faith in the Most High Yahushua. So that's good. But me and certain like brothers and sisters over years, man, like that's a beautiful thing, not be taken lightly, man. So yeah, so that's why it says two are better than one. But let's read this again, man. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. So see, exactly, man. So it's going to future prophecy, like the height of Jacob's trouble, and like things, and it's just going to be like yeah, that's what it's going to be like, man. Shall desire go to see, not be able to, man. It's going to be get wild here, man. But yeah, but let's just go into this, man. Proverbs 27, because that scripture when I read that, I thought about Proverbs 27 and the power of that, man. Like Proverbs chapter 27 verse 19. It says, as in water face answer to face, so is the heart to man, yeah, of man to man. So yeah, that's how like and it says that's how the Most High Yahushua spake to Moses, man. Like the face spoken as a man to man, spoke as a friend, and like that's how the Yahushua taught this. And listen, no God knows the sea. I'm giving you what it is. That's how the Most High Yahushua talked to a lot of like these righteous men, man, because they were his friends, man. So that's just what it is, man. So he talked to Adam that way. Even in Revelation it says that like they shall see his face, Revelation 22. But it says as in water as in water face answer to face, so the heart of man to man. So yeah, man, that's it is what it is, and that goes to show you, man, the power of that just human interaction, man. Like the feeding off of each other's like spirit, and especially if it's in righteousness, feeding off each other's energy and spirit, man. That's just great, man. So yeah, man. So it says, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. So yeah, like especially, man, because I love talking to brothers, like even certain sisters I met in this walk, man, like building with brothers and sisters in the faith. Or also too is good, like even outside the word, good upstanding people, man, like meeting them, getting to know them, man, like yeah, man. So it is what it is, man. So And that's what it. And but see, that's the thing. Let's get this Ecclesiastes too, Ecclesiastes 4:9, because that goes into the lines up with the 2 16:27. It lines up with that Ecclesiastes 2:9, because it goes to show you that this is the power of two, and this is going to show you the power of the scripture. It says two are better than one because they have good reward for their labor. So yeah, exactly, man. So yeah, but it says so that one man shall desire to see another, so and to hear his voice, because yeah, two are better than one, like in what we just read in Proverbs. But see, that's what the pandemic kind of did, man. Like now, me working with youth for this for a while now, man. That's why like now that's what the pandemic did, especially with this generation now. They're kind of more like, don't get me wrong, because I'm still socially awkward like now, but but they're more like now, more just people in general, not just generation of youth, but more people in general. But now it's just like that's really what they want now, because like because growing up, people just certain people just like that. I would say I'm kind of like that as well. That's why I kind of stutter a lot and kind of. That's neither here nor there, but yeah, then they just want that, like they can't like having conversations or like just the phones, like because I was watching the NFC Championship game, like over my aunt's house, man. I was with my family, man, and she said something. I was like, oh yeah, I had to kind of put the phone away a little bit. She said, yeah, no. She said she walked in because she's like around 60. She said, oh, well, now we all just on our phones. I was like, yo, yeah, you're right, man. Let's just like do that, man. So I mean, I get it, times to change and things of that nature, but yeah, man, that's what the pandemic even heightened it, because of course with the rise of technology. Because me, I came up in an era. I was good. I was in an era like the whole Y2K era, like when the internet was kind of first starting, man. That's when I kind of was coming up, man. The emergence of it, man. Like, and that's what that Y2K thing was about. It wasn't about like of course the false prophecies of Yahushua coming back. No, it's talking about the world we live in now. That's what they were saying back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Or the mid to late, but really late 90s. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, and it's like social interaction, man, because that's what it was. But listen, man, feeding off of other people's like spirit energy, man, that's good, especially in righteousness. That's great, man. This is like that's what it is, man. That's what the pandemic really did, man. And that's why like yeah, it's actually, I remember watching the Joe Budden podcast and Maul, when Maul and Rory was there, man. And Maul said something to I think that's Big's brother from Rockefeller and things of that nature. Y'all that follow rap, y'all might know who he is, but or y'all just might know Joe Budden podcast or Maul Rory, whatever his name is, Rory, how he pronounce his name is. And he said something a lot of times too. He said, listen, somebody can be on your phone, you could be trying talking to him. Now that's nowadays like that's considered like rude, and it's like it's considered like not like and to a degree I get it how it is, because listen, but that's just crazy. It's just crazy how times has changed like that, man, because like because like my people before me, I came up in the era, and people before me came, my parents and like these even older people than me came up in the era, like you had to look people face to face and like talk to them. But that's is what it is, man. So it's like but also too, man, I was watching Doggy Diamonds, like and this is also true, man. Even in the creative, like even in the entertainment world, like in the movie, I mean the music or movie world, right? The entertainment world, like that's even affected that too. This whole like technology or this not social interaction, man. Because like say like certain times, like with y'all that listen to older music, right? You could tell by certain songs, right, that like the artist was in there, like together there was a collaboration, like especially on old school rap, like things of that nature, that whole like golden era. You could tell like, okay, this rapper and this rapper, like say like Biggie and Method Man, like you could tell they was in studio together, like doing the back and forth, like on the song they had on Ready to Die called The What. You could tell like they was back and forth together, or that's how it used to be, like this that being together, not just okay, I'm gonna send your vocals, or I'm gonna send your vocals, or even other art, secular other genres of music as well. Like it's nothing like that human action being together, that camaraderie, man, and feeling each other out, getting to know one another, man. I'm saying that I'm using that as an example, but it's nothing like that in actual real time, man. Like because the brother actually Assembly Firstborn was talking about that, like and listen, there's nothing can with the power of the Most High Yahshua, nothing can go wrong with that, man, because he's talking about like having an internet assembly, or rather than versus the one that's versus in person. Yeah, of course, like being on internet is cool, that's great, like mostly because I'm on here, things of that nature. But man, I was like, I shout to Mike Malice, man. I was actually at the with a sister I called my aunt though, but like no, like he had an event here at the Royal Gathering last year, man. It was beautiful, man. Just me, all the different brothers and sisters, man, in the faith, man. That's great, man. So it's not like that because the Most High Yahushua does glory in that, especially when it's in righteousness as well, man. So and shoot, man, let's get this like hey, speaking off of feeding off of each other's energy and righteousness, let's get this 2 Kings 9 real quick, man. Like just like Elijah and Elisha, man, when he said, listen, give me some of your spirit, man. So yeah, man, this is a people business, man. Like this is yeah, man, this is and don't get me wrong, because some people just okay, cool, like I will deal with people in real life, but I just like on here like just like the internet things in nature, like I do what I do on the internet, but also too you can catch me, call me, and catch me in real life too. So some people do that, or some people like listen, you can call me like Dave, man, and also too let me say this too, yeah, man, because like that's the thing about this too. Like that's why I'm saying this is a people business, and like how I need to work on that. Kill even still got a lot to work on with that, man. Because listen, yeah, how shot people knew where he was at. People could always catch him. People knew where he's at. He never that's why he said he didn't make himself with no reputation. Like he didn't announce him, but people knew where he was at though. It's not like he carried himself like above reproach. Like he didn't even though he was this is the son of the Most High, this is the son of Yahweh. This is the son of God right here. But he still didn't carry himself like he's the president or off putting oh yeah, you have your people call my people. Now of course you can just straight walk up on him because he had the disciples with him. But yeah, no, he was a very approachable. Okay, just don't come with no nonsense really. Then he probably ignore you or probably check you. But yeah, man, it's just yeah, but he was accessible though. So a lot of times too, and I notice a lot this too in the spiritual sphere, and also too this in regular life, man. A lot of times too, and I get it wild, especially in the world we live in, and you don't know what type of time people are on. A lot of guy on the sea, you don't know what type of time, but a lot of people especially, but more so in spiritual fear, I see this a lot of times, and I've seen this you got the whoever's the leader of the congregation or whatever, they kind of not all of them, but yeah, certain ones that kind of move like that, and you don't have direct access to them, that they're above, it's just you're kind of carrying yourself in that manner, and kind of how the Pharisees would kind of move and things of that nature, or just you're not accessible, man, because you gotta you kind of moving like that corporal have your people call my people, when your house shot didn't do that, man. So yeah, it is what it is though. Ain't no shot at nobody. I'm just saying but I'm saying it to say your house with your house shot, man, people knew where he was at. He was amongst his own, man. So that is what it is. Yeah, man. Yeah, I said it to say too, man, because one of the brothers here that always comments and stuff like that. Much love to you, Brian. Ain't gonna say your name, but man, listen, bro. Listen, brother. I'm not you. How you listen? Y'all always have some, because listen. Even if how I could even do better with this, how we can do I because I'm doing this one, but it's really we, man, because it's really not about me. I like talking to y'all brothers and sisters on here, but man, how everything, man, if y'all even have another perspective on scripture, or or what we talk about, or just have another perspective, or want to reach out to me, or just comment things in nature, or no matter how much comments you had, just don't probably say nothing too crazy, but yeah, but to that brother in particular, man, I'm not upset, man. Listen, it's the spirit on you, say something like that, man, just let it flow. Or you got something ask me or tell me, or just want to share something, man, it's all good, man. It ain't all that, man. Yeah, man, I ain't all that type of time. And second King chapter no, oh my gosh, that's not what I want. I think it might be First Kings. Yeah, no, I just grab this out right. 49:12. Yeah, Elijah. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Ecclesiastes also on the side right, chapter 49, verse 12. It says, Elijah it was covered with a whirlwind, and Elisha was filled with his spirit. He lived. He was not moved with presence of any prince, neither could any bring him into subjection. So yeah, it says Elijah was covered with a whirlwind, and Elisha lived. He was not moved with the presence of any prince, and neither could he bring him into subjection. So yeah, exactly, man. So and also too, this the verse 13. That's why when Elisha died, like the man, when they touched his bones, the man came alive. Let's get to verse 13. No word could overcome him. After his death, his body even prophesied. So what that happened in Elisha's in 2 Kings 13, that was symbolic of meaning that pretty much if the word in you, or the word can't die pretty much. If the word's in you, you can't die. So that's why Yahushua said, like, those that, and also 2 Ezra says as well, those that won't seek death, pretty much if the word in you, the word can't die, man, because like Yahushua said, the Most High Yahushua said, I'll live forever, and my word will never come back void. And the word is forever; it will never die. So that's what that is. But yeah, man. But notice how like Elijah, and Elisha, man. Elisha was covered with Elijah's spirit, man. Like they had that, like he's his pupil, he was his understudy, man. But they had that synergy, that connection, that camaraderie, that brotherly love, like that's all ties into that love, man. So yeah, man, I just wanted to go into this, man. So hopefully this is edifying, man, for you brothers and sisters, man. So yeah, man, peace.